Y'all can't, all y'all that got shows, y'all can't sustain y'all show. Y'all would be in the WIC line, the Social Security unemployment line if it's for Kendrick. He won't give y'all an interview, give y'all nothing to talk about. What are y'all gonna keep talking about? Is Pimp a Butterfly's best album?
All right. So Akademiks found out that the DJ Hed podcast with Elliot Wilson and Jeremy Hecht, I hope I'm saying his name right, is getting canceled. I think it was called, what was it called? The Bigger Picture is now over with, okay? And so Ak took it upon himself because he doesn't like DJ Hed to clown them. We gonna check this out. Like the video and subscribe. Let's get it.
So this nigga Jeremy, I don't know, you guys probably don't know who he is. He's like the sidekick. He's the Molly Querim of DJ Dickhead and Elliot Wilson. They had a show. Basically, after Drake and Kendrick kicked off, they built a show that was basically to hate on Drake. I ain't gonna lie to you. I gotta keep it a beat. Like that was the only purpose of the show. I've never seen another clip other than that. Never seen an insightful, and by the way, I love Elliot, but I've never seen another insightful take of anything else. It was all about let's shit on Drake and let's try to build an entire career of shitting on Drake. Now, the shitting on Drake period kind of lasted for a year. It did, right? But I keep telling you, we're at an inflection point. Iceman's about to drop, right? We're having the rest of the industry basically saying, yo, y'all are tweaking, man. This shit been down since y'all all unfairly hated on Drake. A lot of people are rocking with Drizzy. I can't even lie. Kendrick is gone. I don't know where the fuck he's going, into the Batcave. And essentially all the entities that have been built upon Drake hate, they're all falling apart. Nobody gives a fuck about him no more. Because if you're still hating on Drake, like a year and a half later, people are like, yo, bro, do you have any other tricks? Now, this dude says tomorrow will be the final episode of The Bigger Picture. It's not the end of us three together, but it'll never be like this again. I'm so thankful for the community we build and for anyone who tuned in even for a moment. Yeah, you changed my life for real. Goodbye at 6 p.m. tomorrow. I didn't even know the shit was still on air, but I'll go look at it. Oh boy, let me see what they've been on. This is all you need to do. When you see a nigga put like this, all he gotta say, yo, they're canceling us. They don't wanna keep paying the $7,500 that takes to run the show a week. They're canceling us. Let me look. We'll be able to tell. Oh, okay. Y'all can't, all y'all niggas that got shows, y'all can't sustain y'all show. Y'all would be in the WIC line, the motherfucking Social Security unemployment line if it's for Kendrick. He won't give y'all an interview, give y'all nothing to talk about. What are y'all gonna keep talking about? Is Pimp a Butterfly's best album? Come on, man. Shit, watch. I guarantee, chat, I promise you, we're gonna go down. Remember, they say Drake is the worst. The only time we're gonna see some views, Drake. I promise you. Look. Oh shit, here's Drake. They put him in the thumbnail. Yes! You gotta put that nigga in the thumbnail if you really wanted to work. What the Drake lawsuit dismissal means. Yes! 37K. Well, it's better than the others. You know, the others were 20. You almost doubled it up. See? No Drake, half. Drake, 2x. That's how it goes, gang. That's how it goes. We ain't tripping. Do you see why everybody says what they say? Y'all mention Drake, y'all get twice the views. You don't mention Drake, you get half the views. Okay? Even when y'all saying the best thing about Kendrick, the reality is nobody gives a fuck about Kendrick, even y'all. The episode with Drake, biggest episode. The one they put Drake in the thumbnail, biggest episodes, right? You know why? Because people tune into y'all just to hear y'all hate on Drake. Yo, them outlets still ain't realized. Like, half of y'all niggas don't give a fuck about it. They just tune into y'all to hear y'all hate on Drake. Right? Yo, sometimes, this is why it's great to go against the biggest, because you could frame your hate, like, put it like this. Maybe not Taylor Swift. All right, I guess I'm using Drake, but because Drake has the biggest fan base, he has the biggest hater base too. So if you can't tap into his fan base, tap into the hater base. Duh. His hater base is bigger than Kendrick's fan base. Think about that. All right. And if you think I'm wrong, I'm reading out the numbers. The point is this, man. Y'all need Drake. Okay? And I talked to the boy. Drake don't like none of you niggas. He's intentionally making sure y'all got nothing to talk about. You know what I mean? He's making sure that y'all shows keep getting canceled. Because y'all have decided to y'all need him for views, and y'all have decided to take the pivot of we're gonna hate on him. So you know what he does? Starve y'all out. So yeah, pretty much, look, the only two shows that crack over 30,000 is them talking about Drake. And even this one, they react to Drake versus Hip Hop Media, almost 30,000. Drake versus UMG, almost 30,000. The rest of these, ain't nobody watching this shit, man. I gotta keep it a bean, bro. And I ain't gonna lie, the nigga announcing that tomorrow's the last show, I would tell y'all when Iceman coming out, but y'all might not cancel the show. Just cancel it, bro. It's all good. Just cancel that shit, bro. It's all good. Just cancel that shit, nigga. You know what I mean? I would, because y'all would be like, oh shit, we about to go up on this Iceman shit. No, nigga. No. Rest in peace. Rest in peace. Okay.
All right. So yeah, y'all know I don't like DJ Hed, but at the end of the day, I don't know why they canceling the show. I did see the tweet that came out, but to me, that was a show that was doomed to fail. And it doesn't have anything to do with DJ Hed or Jeremy Hecht. I just think Elliot Wilson has been phasing out. Okay? I don't think a lot of people want to hear from Elliot Wilson anymore. I even think when he was doing the show with B. Dot, more people cared about watching B. Dot than him. He was always kind of like the brown noser, right? When they would do interviews, even with Drake, he was the one in there kind of, slobbing up Drake. Go. And B. Dot was asking the questions. And then anything Elliot would ask, it was still kind of like a gobble up question. Go. And to me, overall, on camera, Elliot Wilson has always come off as awkward. That doesn't mean I don't respect him. I just feel like he's a better journalist behind the scenes, a writer, than a personality. So if you kind of ask me, I feel like Elliot was holding back DJ Hed and Jeremy Hecht. And I would like to see them do a podcast on their own without Elliot. And maybe that's what he meant when he said, hey, you're not going to see the podcast as it was before, but it doesn't mean that you won't see us again. So maybe he's saying, me and DJ Hed will do something and Elliot will play the background. And not only that, I feel like Elliot been in the game for so long, it's time for him to play the background. In a minute, I feel this in my spirit, I think Joe Budden is going to start to play the background. I don't think he's going to always be the lead in the podcast forever. I think he's been trying to bring in people so he can eventually kind of fade to the back and run the podcast company and sign new people and kind of be the boss. He might step in for a pod every once in a while, but I think he wants to be like Ian on the podcast. You know how you see Ian in the background, or you don't necessarily see certain people's faces, or people that they talk to off of camera, but you don't see their face. I think Joe eventually wants to become that, and I think Elliot Wilson should have been did that, because I don't think he was offering anything on camera. And I know a lot of y'all thought I was going to come on here and just have a whole bunch to say about DJ Hed. My only issue with DJ Hed is I just feel like he's somebody who's trying to keep up the beef. But you can say that about everybody. You could probably say that about me. You could say that about DJ Akademiks. But, when certain topics come up, we talk about it. It did seem like DJ Hed was going on a how can I disrespect Drake run, and also, say how everybody on the East Coast hate LA, which y'all know I vehemently disagree with that. I'm not going to say it isn't people who like to play the East versus West game, but I think a lot of y'all on the East and the West, y'all care too much about people like DJ Akademiks' opinion. I remember a while ago when DJ Akademiks was arguing with who was them dudes that used to work on No Jumper? I forgot their names, man. Sorry about that. But they was going back and forth, with Ak because Ak was saying, LA isn't prevalent in music anymore. And that conversation slowly turned into the East Coast and how they feel about the West Coast. I'm like, bro, no disrespect to Akademiks, but Ak not even from America. Sometimes when y'all take these, let's say like territorial or location hip hop takes from him, he's not even in a position to really give that information out because number one, he don't go outside like that. Number two, he didn't even grow up in America like that. He came here, and I think he might have been here long enough to go to high school and college. If I'm not mistaken, he might have even went to middle school here. I don't know, but he ain't grow up in America. And so, his view on things is very different because y'all know people from overseas, especially black people, they have an opinion about Americans. And I think Akademiks got that same opinion. I'm not saying he a bad dude. I'm just saying that y'all know the type. He has an American dialect. You can't tell he's from the islands until he wants to, show his accent. But I think a lot of y'all listen to people like that and then y'all like, oh, okay, so this is how the East Coast feel. No, that's not it. I'm just being real with y'all. That's not it. And also, some people from LA could probably prove me wrong and say it ain't just Akademiks. It's a whole bunch of other stuff I see. And I'm cool with that too. But that's my only issue with DJ Hed. I was like, you was just overdoing the beef shit. And this whole conversation about whether or not, Drake is starving them out, yeah, that sounds cool. But at the end of the day, if they just went hard and diversified, I don't think they would need Drake to stay relevant. It is people that, they like what DJ Hed has to say. And maybe a DJ Hed should start to have a platform that's more, Cali and LA feeling, not just, him talking about I'm from LA and I'm from Cali. Maybe he needs to kind of go the, God, I keep forgetting about these niggas that used to work for No Jumper. Back on Fig just came in my head. Maybe he needs to take the Back on Fig route or the No Jumper route and make it feel like a California, podcast because, a lot of his stuff seems to be, LA based and oriented around, the fact that he's from Cali and the fact that he's always talking to Kendrick. By the way, I say the same thing about Ak saying, oh yeah, I talked to Drake. So it's like, and one day, I don't know, maybe I have a celebrity that I'm cool with and y'all can use the same sound effect on me. And it'll be cool, So y'all tell me what y'all think about the bigger picture ending. Make sure y'all like the video and subscribe. I'll see y'all next time. Peace.